This is episode number 2 of the Nature Has Flavor podcast. Today we'll be discussing the importance of returning to the kitchen to embark on this plant-based lifestyle. So stay tuned. How's it going, guys? Welcome to the second episode of the Nature Has Flavor podcast. My name is Danny Horgan. I realized I didn't really give you guys much of a background on my personal story in the last episode, so I figure I'll do that now. If you're going to be listening to this podcast regularly, which we hope you are, you might as well know a little bit more about me and why I'm advocating so much for this plant-based lifestyle, and particularly the cooking component of it, which is what we're going to talk about today, the process of preparing food. So I've been on this plant-based diet now for almost a year and a half. I started in May of 2015. I went out to Montana to do a Spartan race, which is this long obstacle course race. It's about 14 miles through the mountains, and you're doing all sorts of these crazy things in between. You know, you're jumping over logs, you're crawling through the mud, you're going through cold water. It's lots of fun. Anyway, during that race, I didn't catch a second wind, and that was kind of concerning to me because, you know, I even though I had been an athlete my whole life, I had just gotten back into cardio. I had just gotten back into long distance things, and I had been training for a good 5 or 6 months for this race, and I wanted to have a really strong cardiovascular base for it. And it didn't go well. I didn't catch a second wind. I was exhausted about an hour into the race, and for a 5-hour race, you know, that's not very good. It was a painful next 4 hours, and I started thinking to myself, you know, something's wrong here. Something's definitely off, because at the time I was 25 years old. I had been working out every day for a good 5 or 6 months, and I had been eating what I thought was a healthy diet. You know, United States food pyramid diet, making sure I'm getting everything on there every day, and you know, yet here I was, and I couldn't even catch my breath after an hour of exercise. So this was still a different feeling for me, because when I was younger, I would always catch a second wind. It was just kind of something I relied on, especially when I was in good shape. I'd catch a second wind, a third wind, a fourth wind, whether I was running or playing soccer, whatever it may have been. I always felt good breathing, but here I was at 25 years old, and I was already very labored with my breathing during exercise. I started looking into the plant-based diet because I had heard of a few athletes who had thrived on this diet, particularly endurance athletes. And I figured, I'll give it a shot. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. What could it hurt? So I did it for a week. Within a week, I was breathing better than I had in my entire life. And I grew up an asthmatic, so I'm very in touch with my breathing. I'm not the type of person who's going to fall for some placebo when it comes to breathing. Breathing's very important to me, and I've been very in touch with it ever since I was young, being an asthmatic and, you know, struggling at times with even catching my breath, just doing regular everyday activities. So that was a huge plus, was just already feeling better with my breathing. About a month into the diet, because I kept on going, I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to go back to breathing the way I was. I started noticing other things. You know, my skin looked a little bit better. I had more energy throughout the day. All these little aches and pains that I had learned how to deal with and just kind of put in the back of my mind, they started to go away. And it's one of those things where you don't realize what normal feels like until you've removed all of those little nooks and crannies in your daily life and your daily health. And you know, that can be pretty liberating to get rid of all those and to see what normal actually does feel like. Having been on this diet now for well over a year, I really found this cumulative effect of just better health every single month. Every month I feel a little bit more clear-headed. I feel a little bit leaner, a little bit lighter. Obviously, I'm a better athlete on this diet because of all the antioxidants I'm getting and how clean my arteries are and how much my blood is able to flow throughout the body. And this is something that I want everyone to feel. I want everyone to feel as good as I feel on this diet. And there's also a personal element as well. I have seen a lot of people I love struggle with diseases that can absolutely be food related. And I feel like my part in this whole healthcare crisis that we're in is just advocating this diet that's helped me a whole lot. And this podcast is obviously a way I can do that. And Nature Has Flavor is a great vehicle to get people eating the the plant-based way. What I like about Nature Has Flavor is that this company is removing the dilemma people have of having to choose between good health and good taste. Now they're one and the same, and that's been a liberating feeling even for me, which I touched upon a little bit in the last podcast. The idea that I don't have to eat awful foods now to be healthy, it's really cool. It's really cool knowing that I have something great to look forward to every night, and I can be excited about food again. And this has kind of been a rebirth of my love for food. A big part of this whole process is getting back in the kitchen and preparing these meals yourself. We live in a very rushed society. Everyone's on the go. No one really thinks they have time to sit down and prepare a good meal. If there's anybody out there who on paper shouldn't have the time to prepare plant-based meals on a nightly basis, it's myself. I'm a very, very busy person. I work a full-time job. I'm training now for a marathon, which is a very big time commitment. And I also have personal obligations. So when I wake up in the morning, my foot is on the gas pedal all day until dinner time, which is where I can finally wind down and start preparing some of these meals. And what I found about all of this has been counterintuitive. I've actually gained time by investing 20 or so minutes every night into preparing my own healthy meals. I'm feeling more energetic as a result. I'm sleeping better. My body feels like I can do more. So a lot of people who are busy and think I don't have time to actually go in the kitchen and make a meal every night, what eating healthy can do is allow you to live your busy lifestyle to the best of your ability, because now you're not going to be bogged down by all the sludge that you're normally eating. Everything that makes you feel lethargic and slow, that's all gone. We're not including those types of ingredients in the Nature Has Flavor meals. The idea of learning how to cook, it's an intimidating one, but as soon as you take that first step, things do become easier, and it's exciting. It's an exciting process. It's an exciting new skill to learn. Cultures around the world have relied on good tasting food and meals and the process of preparing meals to bond with other people, to share great experiences. How many of your own best memories come from eating a good meal with people you love? And for me personally, I want to create more of those memories, and it's impossible to do if you're not engaged in the process. Benefits of it, they're really endless. First and foremost, you know what's going into your body. A lot of these prepackaged meal services, sure, they offer organic ingredients. They don't use preservatives, but to get that food into your freezer from wherever it's being shipped from, they have to use dry ice. And dry ice, you don't want to mess around with dry ice. It can burn your skin, it can hurt your lungs. Just do a quick search on the dangers of dry ice and think about bringing that into your home. So what are the options here? You can go to a grocery store, you can get frozen TV dinners, which are loaded with preservatives, especially salt. That's not good for you. And then the only third option is to eat out every night. And I don't know anybody who can afford to eat out every night, or who would even want to eat out every night, because a lot of times restaurants, they load these meals with fat and salt. Even if you can afford to eat out every night, for health reasons, I wouldn't want to do it. It's funny, Leron Meller, the chef and co-founder of Nature Has Flavor, he told me what one of the restaurants he used to work for, what their process was for actually preparing mashed potatoes. The recipe was literally as follows: half a pound of mashed potatoes, half a pound of butter. So they're using half butter and half mashed potatoes. People hear that and their eyebrows immediately rise up. But this isn't all that uncommon. Restaurants are using these unhealthy ingredients to hit these trigger points in your brain and to keep you coming back for more. So what's the only option left? What's the only way to know exactly what you're putting into your body? It comes down to just going back into the kitchen and preparing these meals yourself, engaging in this long-standing cultural tradition that has brought people together, that has invigorated communities and families. And that's a pretty cool feeling. I've prepared some of these meals now for my friends and family, and they're like, wow, you can cook now. When did you learn how to cook? And the truth is, it wasn't that long ago. The Nature Has Flavor cookbook, I began helping Leron develop that back in April. I didn't even see the recipes until June, because I was preparing the initial part of the book. And since June, I've been looking at the recipes, and then in July, I said, all right, I'm going to give these a try. Now I'm making them as often as I possibly can, which usually means most weeknights. I usually make that investment in time, because to me it's worth it. It's worth the health benefits. It's worth the taste benefits. It's really satisfying to eat food that you've created that tastes really good, and it's even more satisfying to serve that food to other people. But the memories that you create by doing this, by preparing meals either individually and sharing them with other people, or actually preparing the meals with other people, those memories are priceless. And you don't get those at restaurants or eating takeout food or home delivered meals. You are investing an extra 20 minutes a night to prepare these meals yourself, but it's an investment in your health, and it's going to give you energy and allow you to be busy, to do the things you want to do. But think about this. You start cooking a new way, which would in this case be the plant-based way. You're forced to kind of go out of your comfort zone and try new things because you're in a new element. You're saying, all right, well, in the past I've used cream here, or I've used, some sort of fish to make this dish taste better. How can I substitute for that in a way that's not going to sacrifice taste? And obviously, what we do at Nature Has Flavors, we show you how to do those things. But being creative, it makes you explore your culinary horizons. I think up until about 10 years ago, no one knew what quinoa was. It was just a grain that was very rarely used in the United States. And then all of a sudden, people realize this is a healthy, hearty grain that we can use to put in different recipes. And now everyone's using quinoa. There are a million different herbs, grains, vegetables out there that are just like quinoa that you haven't heard of yet, but you will hear of once you start re-engaging in the process. And I enjoy that. I enjoy preparing meals for friends and family, and they don't even know half of the ingredients in there. They haven't even heard of them. It makes me seem more cultured and worldly. And that's not an illusion. I actually am learning a whole lot more about food culture by trying new recipes, by trying the Nature Has Flavor recipes. A lot of the ingredients in these recipes I've never heard of before, and this has been an added bonus to this whole process. All right, guys, I just wanted to give you a little bit of perspective as to where I'm coming from and why I'll be advocating preparing meals yourself and engaging in the entire process yourself, and why I feel that's so important. In the meantime, head on over to naturehasflavor.com to check out the box. Within every box, you'll find restaurant quality spices, condiments, herbs, and oils that will make any meal you decide to prepare delicious. Have you ever wondered why restaurant foods taste as good as they do? What is it exactly that separates those meals versus what you're making at home? The answer comes down to two things. First, restaurants are using insane amounts of fat and salt designed to hit those trigger points in your brain and keep you coming back for more. But they're also getting higher quality ingredients than what the public can get at a supermarket. The difference between the olive oil you get at a high quality Italian restaurant versus what's available in grocery stores, it's night and day. A lot of the oils you'll buy at stores are cut with canola oil or some other cheap industrial oil that has food coloring in it designed to make it look like olive oil. But the difference in taste is absolutely immense. What we've done here at Nature Has Flavor is taken these high quality oils, the world-class spices and herbs that are used by five-star restaurants around the world, and made them available to the public. We've gone around the world to source these ingredients in small batches and to ensure that they're of the absolute highest quality. The sheer volume of what you're getting, it's pretty amazing. Let me read to you exactly what's in the box. Every box comes with the following. And remember, every box also comes with a digital copy of the Nature Has Flavor cookbook, Cooking Your Way to a Healthier Life. So you have all of these recipes you can learn and play with and impress your friends with. It also comes with instructional cooking videos, so you can get a visual representation of how to prepare these recipes. Here's what every box includes. We have the Nature Has Flavor extra virgin olive oil, which I've already described. We have extra virgin olive oil infused with lemon, which is pretty mind-blowing. Even just with regular bread, whole grain bread mixed with that olive oil, it's better than what you'd get at a restaurant. Nature Has Flavors aged balsamic vinegar. It's going to make your salads taste 10 times better. Nature Has Flavors truffle-infused extra virgin olive oil, which I think I've talked about in the past, is my new favorite thing ever. We have our barrel-aged cider vinegar. We have red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar. For the spices and herbs, we have a delicious barbecue rub. Nature Has Flavors chili powder, again, very high quality. Coarse ground black pepper. Granulated garlic, which is so much better tasting than the ground up garlic you get everywhere else. Every time I put this in my meals, it feels like I'm using the actual garlic, which is such a pain to incorporate into your meals. The granulated garlic that we've provided is just so much better. We have allspice, ground cinnamon, ground cloves, ground cumin, ground turmeric, and I encourage you guys, go on Google, just do a quick search of all the health benefits of turmeric and see what exactly makes it so healthy. A good way to tell the quality of a turmeric is how yellow it is, those little yellow pigments, and the turmeric we have is very powerful. I feel amazing after eating any type of curry dish using this particular turmeric. We have Nature Has Flavors ground white pepper. We have our herbs de Provence. We have Italian seasoning, kosher salt, smoked paprika, sweet paprika, whole nutmeg. Again, so much better than the ground stuff you get at the stores. And we have za'atar. And I might have even mispronounced a few of those things, but you know what? That's okay, because I'm still learning. I'm still learning about all these new foods, all these new ways to flavor food. And you know, if I'm not pronouncing herbs de Provence, if I'm not pronouncing za'atar right, you know, hopefully I will be soon, because this is a process, a lifelong process that we're all in together, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun preparing new recipes with these particular ingredients. And you know, even if you mess up, even if you make a mistake, these ingredients are of such high quality that they're going to mask those mistakes. And for people like me who, you know, are still learning how to cook, I'm still getting better, that's such a relief. It's such a relief knowing I have these amazing quality oils and all of these delicious spices I can put on top of my meals. And you know what? A lot of times they are what make the meals. Those particular spices, those herbs, that's what makes the food taste so good. So guys, head on over to naturehasflavor.com. See what I'm talking about here. See the difference between these ingredients versus what you get at a supermarket. And you're getting so much. You're getting so much. This is the perfect plant-based cooking starter kit. Even if you're not into the plant-based diet, you're going to get such high-quality ingredients here. It's going to make all of your food taste better. Head on over to naturehasflavor.com. Check it out for yourself.